Hey guys, Kenuda here with some more Sunless Sea. It's been a little while since I came back, and frankly, I don't remember what the hell I was doing. Oh no, that's right. I had just finished nearly dying, and had finished rebuilding myself back up. I'm gonna head to Cat Isle. I want to get that whisper-locked puzzle box open. And I've got the fuel, I've got spare money at the moment, so I can make this trip. I'm going to do everything I can. I'm also at 0 terror. That's actually interesting. I did not know I was at that point. I have enough money that when I come back, I can buy whatever fuel and supplies I need and go off to whatever trip I need to make. I have no idea what this puzzle box is gonna give me, but I hope that it's something good. And I hope it's not just a starveling cat. I actually got the starveling cat on my Fallen London character. Nobody sent it to me, I just randomly got the fucking thing. And yeah, it was really bad. It clawed my face up pretty bad. I think I'm at like wounds 2 now, which you can get up to 8 in Fallen London before dying, whereas Sunless Sea you can get 2, and once you get 3 you're just dead. Come on, come on, come on. Yes! Got you before you could get me, bitch. I'm gonna try and grab all the port reports I can along the way. What is it? It is a firkin of prisoner's honey. Let's turn the light off, save some fuel. I really push my crew to the limits of their sanity, don't I? I keep the lights off on this fucking ship. The only thing they get is the foxfire. Compile a port report, and we're good there. If I have the space, I may head to the Salt Lions and grab some Sphinx Stone. That is extremely profitable. That was like 500 echoes when I did that. I think you guys saw that. I think it's been a little while since I played, so I don't remember exactly what I've shown you guys. Excuse me. I'm actually really tired. It's just been a busy day at work, and I've been working pretty hard trying to get videos prepared. I've been keeping up. I'm like 2 days ahead, but I've got 7 days before I go on vacation, so I need to be even further ahead. Crack pirate steam pennants, huh? I don't think I could handle them. At the very least, they'd get off a lot of good shots on me, and I want to keep my hull for the moment. But yeah, I've been working hard. I haven't been sleeping as much. Well, when I say that, I've gotten like an hour less sleep. Just been staying up a little later trying to get these videos out. Let's explore the Morn. Talk to this man. Cool, another tale of terror. That's what I needed for the most part. Excuse me just a moment. Okay, I'm back. I've been using Fraps to record this game, but I fucking hate Fraps. It's decent, but it's unfinished, so it'll flip out at the worst possible moments. I've been looking at Bandicamp, which is what Markiplier uses to record, and it seems like a better Fraps for cheaper, so I may grab Bandicamp. I've been using NVIDIA Shadowplay, but it doesn't work with every game, so that's been a bit of an issue. If I can stop yawning. I think part of the issue... Oh, hey, light ship. I think part of the issue has been that the shadow play, I think, works. I don't know what graphics these games use, whether it's OpenGL, DirectX, what it is. I think it's DirectX, but I'm not sure. Oh, hey, Z-Story. It's twice the usual price. I'm fine for now. But, I think Bandicamp would work better than Fraps. At the very least, it wouldn't freak out on me. I wouldn't just start dropping frames randomly, which Fraps will do. Alright. Let's work our way to the east, towards the Reef of Roses, and try and find the it's either called the Isle of Cats or the Cat Isles. I think it's the Cat Isles. I'm gonna keep sending out my Z-Bat just to make sure I don't miss it. Or anything that wants to harm me. Nope, there's a vortex. Alright. Keep the light on so we can identify that. The Faint Nodal Vortex. Nuncio! Aw, dude! That was where I needed to go for my last character. God damn it. Well, I gotta head to Nuncio. It's a new place. From what I understand, it's the post office's place? I don't know. But I know we've got to go around the Faint Nodal Vortex and head northeast. And it should be around here somewhere. In fact, there it is. Right there. Discovered Nuncio and McMaster's Haven. Oh, it's a statue of a postman holding a rat. Okay. Do not return, sender. Taciturn functionaries walk the docks in the uniforms of postmen. An enormous crowned statue casts a chilling shadow. The shadows gleam with rats' eyes. Their ceaseless chittering rolls like the tide. Unlocked with Nuncio, cultivating friendships with postmen, no more than 0. Learned in postal secrets, no more than 7. You may not be very familiar with the locals yet, but you can provide a preliminary overview. There's the statue in the middle of the island, that's hard to miss. There's the way everyone wears a uniform and the way they all call each other by their ranks in the postal service. There's the way the port authorities refer to regulations. There's the jargon, the curious habit of referring to any used up thing as cancelled, as though the whole world were made of stamps. You write about vestigial bureaucracy and about trappings of order retained far from home. Let's explore along the beach. Every lap of the wave drags up some new letter or parcel. The face of the water is dotted with them, as far as you can see in this blackness, carried by a powerful current. Argue with the man holding the broom. He is determined. He keeps shoving letters into the sea. The sea keeps shoving them back. Assist the man holding the broom. Both of you together still won't achieve anything, but maybe he'd feel better. Rescue a parcel that won't stop meowing. Extraordinary. There aren't even any air holes. The parcel's contents are not at all pleased to make your acquaintance. A yellow glare, a flash of claws, a distinctive odor. Then the horrible animal is out of sight. You'd like to believe it will come to regret mauling you, but alas, it's likely to regard this rat-infested island as a paradise. Your left cheek will never be quite the same. Let's assist this guy. In the long term, what you are doing won't make the slightest bit of difference. Every sodden bit of paper you fling out to sea will come back in a few hours, but for now, you manage to clear a little patch of shore a few feet on each side. The stones are bare, as they should be. Your companion turns his head towards the sound of your work and gives you a little nod. You've lost 5 terror. Yay! The water that brings float Sam ashore does not follow the usual pattern. I'm gonna go back to the docks for now. Let's go to the postman's tavern. Faces turn in your direction, but no one seems surprised to have a new arrival on the island. Oh hey, it's the Trader Empress. That stamp there? It's the Trader Empress. Lit by 2 roaring fires, one at either end of the room. The bartender is in postman's uniform, like almost all of the patrons. A noseless postal inspector called Blunt Thomas delivers the drinks, clears tables, and stacks the firewood. I can listen in on postal tall tales. I can ask why the local currency consists of rats. I can ask why the hairless postwoman is hairless. I can ask about that big statue in the center of the island. I ask how they all occupied themselves all day. Ask why letters wash ashore here. It's the pull, they tell you. Dead letters are like so many iron filings, drawn de nuncio. See for yourself, suggests the hairless postwoman. Go down to the shore, collect a bunch of what's washed there, and you'll feel it soon enough. Saves time for the rest of us, says another voice. Apparently, beach scavenging is a civic duty hereabouts, like working in the dead letter office. Alright. Let's listen in on postal tall tales. Amazing what you get for a penny stamp. Delicate bottles lowered down chimneys on a rope. Do not fold under any circumstance, letters curled through a narrow slot. Rattling, groaning crates brought back to the same address every day for 22 days running. The windows they pried open, the servants they bribed, the delivery surcharges they paid out of their own salaries just to get rid of one more packet. It is hard to tell which they hate more, the senders of mail or the recipients. Stands to reason, if the message was a welcome one, they'd tell the other fellow in person, reflects the hairless postwoman. The hairless postwoman at the end of the bar smiles mirthlessly, or maybe it's just the lack of eyebrows that does it. Long enough carrying the things around, you get into the habit, she says. Then she tells you that if you stay out late enough, you'll see some of the postmen making a procession to the center of the island, stringing up rats around the statue like Yuletide decorations in prayer to an ancient deity of this place. From the coughing and choking elsewhere in the pub, you'd guess this is a story they often tell to newcomers. All unhappy postmen are alike. Their stories have different beginnings. Boredom, frustration, a fellow who is overwhelmed by guilt after a misdelivery, but they always end the same way. Undeliverable letters and parcels accumulating over months and years. Attempts to ignore the undeliverable, to shove it into a desk or carry it in the bottom of the bag. An increasing preoccupation with these items. Finally, a decision. To meet the compulsion. To go to Nuncio and be rid at last of the remnants. The postmen do not bring the dead letters to Nuncio. The letters bring the postman. Look, but not touch. They're polite, even apologetic about your request. You're welcome here, and welcome to take shifts at the dead letter office, but you cannot wear the uniform unless you were a postal employee back in Fallen London. Regulations. Blunt Thomas lets you have a look at his uniform jacket at least. Neat stitching, gilded buttons, a thin but dignified circle of braid at the collar. Inside, a patch that goes over the heart, stitched with 6 red letters. You can't read it, but it makes your eyes itch and your scalp feel like burning. Okay then. Let's try a shift at the dead letter office. Blunt Thomas takes you around the office, a small collection room where those retrieving letters may state their business. A much larger set of back offices where newly arrived letters and parcels are collected and sorted. A dank, briny smell that never goes away, presumably because so many of the parcels spent time in the water before they arrived here. In the back room is a machine-manned ratted by a postal rat, a ratus faber, and a pinstriped hat. It shovels sludge-damp letters into the machine's hopper, and they come out dried, cleaned, pressed, and sorted into slots by size and quality of paper. Oh, I can't quite get down there. One has various possible occupations here. None could be described as fast-paced. Why doesn't it converse with the postal rat? Why doesn't it make a machine like this one back in London? Might lead to fewer dead letters in the first place. Oh, no, 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 that wouldn't be permitted at all. There are strict rules about the initial handling and sorting of post. An experimental machine might mangle the letters. It's only the dead material that is unimportant enough to be entrusted to a Ratus Faber. His voice isn't bitter, but he twists a coil so hard that it springs sideways out of the machine and pings off your shoe. What about the key to the basement? No trouble at all. He's surprised by the request. Most postmen don't like it down there. No one ever asks for a key. But he'll cut you a new one. Just be careful in there, and come out if you start to feel wrong. That doesn't seem good, but let's do it. Deeper and deeper. You had expected a few shelves of supplies? More files of letters a few years older? No. It is a pit, so deep that lantern light does not show the bottom. A spiral walkway descends along its wall, and that spiral opens wider as it goes, as if you were looking through the narrow end of a very large shell. Lining this wall are shelves and nooks unevenly sized. Some are a few inches square and contain single rolls of papyrus. Others support crates bigger than coffins. They're made of a woody fungus grown to meet requirements. There are no marks of carpentry, or any of the postal rat's handiwork. 3 turns down the spiral and you feel you can't breathe. Time to leave. You can come back later. Maybe. Let's talk to him. Troubled, but not surprised. They say that's been there since before we came. Before there were Londoners in the Neath. Before there was a dead letter office, there was someone else, and they built the last layer on top of what was there before, and so on. When you press him a little further, he says, I've been down there. Didn't like it much, but I wanted to test my machine. Thought if I could handle some of the very old dead letters, that would be a good sign, you know? Evidence the machine was in working order. Good, strong, sorting categories, and so forth. He pauses. There's letters down there that set your hair on fire if you so much as look at them. See the bald patch on my left leg? That wasn't a machine accident, oh no! That singed right off as soon as I put my nose into one of them letters. Okay. Oh wow, I have an extraordinary implication. Okay. Oh, dude, a flare, 5 Foxfire candles, and I could go down there. Candles for the way and a flare for the bottom. Jeez. Descend into the basement with mirrors. Arrange contraptions, divert light, illuminate what has been dark a long time. No, I don't have a good chance of succeeding at that. I don't think I will do that. Trade war stories about your shift work. Common ground. The parcels you've weighed and entered in logbooks, the things that oozed out of them. The postmen are delighted by your incredulity and shock. A civilian, finally understanding the full horror of the post. They have stories even worse than those, let me tell you. Hang on a moment, Postmaster Scritch, we've all heard your rubbery lump story already. It's nothing to the Tomb Colony pickles. Pickled what, is what I want to know. What about that Sooth and Cooper crate and how we had to scrape the bits off the masonry? Do you remember? The night runs late. Perhaps someone must know something, or be curious about the caverns below the dead letter office. Perhaps not. You don't get far into your question before the hairless postwoman stands up and goes over to the fire, holding herself tightly. She is whispering, nothing coherent. Fire. Clean. Smooth. Down to the bone. No excuse. Smooth. Smooth. Little black hairs. Still your fool tongue, says Blunt Thomas. I apologize. I'm going to trade war stories and I'm going to go back to the docks. Then I'm going to go back to Fallen London. I'm going to get a flare and some Foxfire candles and I'm going to explore this bitch. Because I can. I will be right back, guys. I'm going to do a cut until I can get back to this. What the fuck is this? I just found this on the way back, and I have no idea what the hell this is. It's lit up. The wreck of the Miko. Where am I? Seriously, where the hell am I? The Udder Shroom. Sorry, I'm gonna have to come back to this later. Sorry, guys. Alright, guys. I am finally back. Back to explore. Oh, hey. Wait, what? Offer employment to the postal rat's niece. Ooh. He asks it as a favor, and she sounds well-trained and eager. Or I can pay for a parcel with postage due. The carrier fees are startling for such a little packet. No wonder the recipient didn't think it worth paying. I'm gonna do it. Meticulous notes on the archaeology of foreign shores. Rubbings of lettering carved into distant cliffs, drawings of a ruined temple, mushrooms growing in the eyes of its sacred statues. These should have been the making of someone's academic career. They were sent to the Dean of Cryptotheology at the university, but not accepted. And the writer? Did she make it home, or did she die at sea? Now they're your notes. Oh, that's a shame. Alright, let's descend into the basement. Spiral on spiral on spiral. The descent is long and slow. You count the turns at first, but the time comes when you can't see the square of light from the door above and can't mark how far you have come around the spiral. You exhaust one candle after another. At the end, you come to a place where the ramp opens onto a bowl-shaped floor. The cavern must be hundreds of feet wide here. You light your flare, but even that does not show the cavern walls. The floor is carpeted with... At first you think it is gravel, but no, it is the broken shards of clay and stone, all scribbled over in words too old to read. At the center of this space is a needle of deep black rock, glossy as resin, glittering with ice, inscribed with 3 arcane sigils that hurt to look at. You feel a meaning in their presence, a prohibition or a commandment, that all things must come to their destined place. That what cannot be delivered immediately must be saved against a future date. That a message that goes unheard is a tragedy. That the signal must be carried, no matter how far, no matter through what darkness, no matter whether the sender still lives, nor whether the recipient can even read the language of the writing. The inscription resolves itself, and is known to you. No word lost. Ah, that got me a searing enigma! Mysteries are fire. Truth burns. Sweet. The climb out is slow and takes a long time. Could you possibly have come down this far? Surely not. Your breath grows ragged and your legs cramp. I don't know what to do. Oh, fuck. This has the possibility of being really, really, really bad. If I stay, I might die, because I might never catch my breath. But if I go up, I might die, because I won't have breath to climb. Or I'll gain a fuck ton of terror, or something else will happen. There's a right answer and a wrong answer here, and I don't know what it is. Fuck it. At the surface, the dead letter office is still here, its machine still working, its basket still filling with missed invitations and misplaced wills. Shouldn't it have been blasted away, destroyed by the force of what lies beneath? Without name. You start to explain, but your language doesn't have the right words to express it. The weight of the delivery commandment, the sacred necessity for every word to reach its destination, and the countless individual miscarriages of meaning from one entity to another which have occurred throughout history and are still occurring to the detriment of the whole universe. He holds up a paw. Not going to understand it no matter how much you explain, he says, and I'm glad, as if I did understand I'd be likely to run mad working where and as I do. After a moment he adds, likely you'll forget. At least forget some of it. After all, you never wore the uniform. Then he points out where your hair has singed at the temples and gives you an ointment he keeps in a drawer. I wonder... Honor the postmen in light of what you now know. Saints and martyrs. Nothing about them now seems comical or strange. The regulation maintenance of their uniforms is a mark of holy dedication. Their scars are earned by faith and hard work. They were given an impossible task, but none excused themselves just because of that. The hairless postman sees your glance and returns a rueful smile. All right. Trade war stories can't. Back to the docks. Those who live here deserve a better justification in the eyes of the world. The Admiralty won't understand, but you can do your best to explain it all anyway. The theology of postal work, the pull, the scarred obedience of postmen, the attention to detail that is both petty and sacred, the anguish, the camaraderie among the sufferers, the willingness to endure visitors, even visitors who do not understand their tribulations and ask foolish, ill-informed questions. Let's explore on the beach. Will of its own. You make your way along the shore with a big sack. Many of the envelopes are too damp to read, their addresses permanently lost, but a surprising number are still legible. There are also parcels. Here and there is a crate, a message in a wine bottle, a sealed cask that is bobbed up out of a shipwreck. Your sack ought to be heavy with all these contents, but it pulls upwards and away, straining inland towards the dead letter office like an unmanageable dog. I now have dead post. Let's collect more materials. And some more. And some more. And some more. Let's go back to the dead letter office. Feed your undeliverable letters into the sorting machine. 52 categories. After prolonged whirring, the machine begins to distribute 7 invitations, edged in gilt, into the correspondence of the aristocracy slot. 2 oversized parcels, probably containing books, into the books tray. 1 stamped bronze tablet that drops with a clang into a bin marked First City. The postal rat watches all this with an air of satisfaction. Let's do that a few more times. So, this gave a very small hint onto something important, and I'd like to touch on that real quickly before I end this episode off. The bronze tablet that was marked first, or that went into the First City bin. London is not the first city to have fallen. The Khanate moved here, but they are not one of the 5 cities. There were 4 before Fallen London. You can find out some of them in the Fallen London game. Unfortunately, I have not gotten that far. I've been trying to unlock the 4th city, but I haven't been able to as of yet. All of these cities are cities that have disappeared throughout time, and I'm betting that one of those is Atlantis, but I don't know which one. I think it's either the 3rd or 4th city, but as far as I know, it could be the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd. 1st or 2nd city. But yes, that is all very interesting and should be saved for another time because we're running out of time in this episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed the little escapade at Nuncio. I really don't think there will be another reason to go back to Nuncio, at least not for a very long time. But this was very interesting, and in the next episode I'm going to head east, check out the Udder Shroom, and the check out the Isle of Cats, or the Cat Isle, whatever the fuck it's called. Is it in here somewhere? No. I don't know. Oh, I have 24 favors with the Admiralty. That's actually a lot. Lineage, Captain's Lost, 10Z Fever. Very, pretty good on the way. I need 3 more times with talking to my child to have a second legacy. So that'll be pretty awesome. Scholars suggested you seek answers in a rim. They suggested I go to the Cat Isles. Anyway, okay, that's enough of that. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please leave a like, favorite it, comment down below, tell me what you think of this story. Tell me what you think of all the stories so far. I know I haven't done very many big stories. I think Nuncio is probably the biggest story that I've completed. That was like one of the easiest and actually one of the most interesting. The fact that it's a power that wants all messages to be delivered, that no words can be lost, that every single message misinterpreted or just not delivered, never delivered, is a total tragedy. That's actually amazing to think about. But anyway, this is the end of the video. One last time, I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!